The FM24 DOF save, it's Paris FC, and we've appointed Guti to be in charge as our head coach. Today, we're going to get really stuck into this save. Come on. And so, welcome back to the DOF save here for FM24 here at Paris FC. As I mentioned just then, last episode, our first episode, the start of a new series, we made it our mission to appoint a new head coach. A head coach to lead this French revolution. The revolution at Paris FC led by Johan Dumont as the chairperson with his directors of Sydney Govou, Mathieu Flamini. By the way, thank you for letting me know in the comments down below that he's made his millions, potentially billions, through biochemicals. So good to know. We've hopefully got a lot of money then to bankroll this project. Coming from Mathieu Flamini, coming from Johan Dumont, with David Trezeguet as our managing director. And as we talked about, Guti as our new head coach. Is it a worry that the top comment on last episode was somebody saying that Guti gets sacked within 2 episodes? It might be a worry. However, at this stage here, I'm full of promise. I'm full of hope that Guti can deliver the goods. He is our new head coach. He is a manager that plays a 4-2-3-1. He is going to be in charge of absolutely everything, including the tactics on the pitch. And our job is to make signings, which of course I've gone and done. Today's episode will start with the transfers that I've made to hopefully take PFC above PSG. And I've spent a fair bit because we've been given decent money. All right, so first impressions of the squad were that it was not particularly great last season. They finished 10th in the league. We saw how that first season ended up with Guti guiding them safely to mid-table, but nothing more on top of that. I still do believe, though, if we can give him the right players, we can go above and beyond that. And I think we should have a team that can challenge for promotion, especially with the business that I've done, which started with a new right back and a really, really good first signing, I think. And one that I think flexes our financial muscles, which we do have decent money. We've got money to spend because of Johan Dumont, because of Flamini, because of this project being to overtake PSG. We need to get there quickly, but expectations are high. So along the way, we might need to sack our manager Guti, or we might even get sacked ourselves. That's kind of what we're working with here. The first signing, though, was Almami Toure on a free transfer to come in and play probably right back for us. Can also cover at centre back there, which is very, very useful. He is free transfer after playing in Germany for Eintracht Frankfurt in the top division. 7 games for them, was never really a starter for Frankfurt, but the fact that he's playing in the Bundesliga means that hopefully he makes this step down, which it is here to Liga 2, which I think he's going to do a good job for us. The coaches really like him. He's got loads of pros, very few cons. 28-year-old Mali international, just the one cap for him. I think a really solid first signing. And then we backed it up with a couple more. I spent £1.9 million on a Canadian former wonder kid. Jaquil Marshall-Rutty has been okay, pretty good on FM for a while now. And I think he's the type of signing I want to take a punt on in this save. He's going to come in and play on either wing, or really, if we need him to, at right back too. I'm pretty much setting my stall out at this stage to replace the entire first 11. We've got money to spend. At the moment, we've got 11 million left, which I'm not planning to spend all of it, but if we need to, we can. The problem is we've got the money from the owners, but we don't necessarily have the reputation to bring the players in. But as you bring more and more players in, more and more players are likely to come and join because it boosts your rep as well, which is something that maybe people don't factor in when they do their saves. Definitely something to factor in if you're a DOF. If you can get big names in, it might mean that you can sign new players. More players become actually interested in joining you. And Marshall-Rutty, not necessarily a big name, but one that I think is going to be a really good squad player at the very least. Does lack in consistency here, but has got the attributes at 20 to improve and hopefully make us some money back on our 1.9 million that we've spent, or come into our team and be a really useful asset. I've high hopes for him. And then finally, we mentioned big names. I adore this signing. It's not maybe financially smart. It is signing a 37-year-old Dimitri Payet, but doesn't it fit the story? Welcome to Paris FC, Dimitri Payet. We've got Payet, Dimitri Payet. I just don't think you understand how good he's going to be for us. Yes, he doesn't have many physicals, but he's got amazing technicals, like amazing technicals. I think free kick taking and set piece taking can carry you a long way in this game. It really does boost that average rating, and that means you're better in other things in the game. So I think it's going to be great if we play him in behind our strikers, which we're going to play this 4-2-3-1, or I assume that Guti's going to play this 4-2-3-1. Pop Payet in as the number 10, and I think we're going to see magic happen. We've given him a gargantuan wage for the second division, £53,000 per week. like I said, we've got money to spend. It isn't stupid money, by the way. We're secure finances. So when we get to the top division, we're not going to be able to compete with the top teams in the league financially unless we start to prove our worth there and build that money up by getting into competitions like the Champions League, Europa League before that, etc. So just to put you at ease in terms of this isn't going to be super easy, but it maybe gives us a bit of a helping hand at the start, like a new ownership coming into a club would potentially do too. Payet, though, what do you think of him? Let me know in the comments down below. I think he's going to be a revelation. Have you seen his hair on this, by the way? That is mental, isn't it? Anyway, he's going to be our new number 10. First 3 signings in through the door. Couple of sales. Johan Kore went to Nantes for 700k. That helps a little bit with money. And then just a youngster, Sami Mahor. I say a youngster, 21-year-old Algerian, 1.9k. Don't spend it all at once. We've already spent it all at once. If I click through now, the rest of the signings, and then I'll show you what they might set up like in the 11, in the tactic. The rest of the signings are as follows. First one, I wonder, and I think maybe this might be the biggest signing of the lot. A loan signing from Lille. Thank you very much, Lille, for sending him here, by the way. Lenny Yoro. He is amazingly highly rated in real life right now. Some of the biggest clubs in Europe are looking at Lenny Yoro and deciding whether they want to sign him. I know Liverpool have been linked with him, which is maybe the reason why he's on my radar as much as he is. We looked at him as a potential wonder kid in a video at the start of FM24 too. The fact that I can bring him in here as a French under-20 international to give him first-team football, I just think it fits the story. And I think it's brilliant. Going to a big club that's got a little bit of impetus put into them right now, maybe a little bit of momentum too. He comes in, we're going to pay his wages, which is going to be, let's show what we're paying. We're paying 7,500 per week plus 150k per week. It ends up being about 2 million or something like that to have him here. And I truly, even though that is a lot, 1.7 million. I truly believe that is going to be value for money just because he comes in and is already a starting defender. I know that, look at his potential. He's going to get better and we might even be able to maybe keep him here for next year as well. That would be glorious. If we get promoted, we might even be able to sign him permanently. That is the dream right now. Lenny Yoro, though, in at centre-back. I think this is a big, big one. Left-back is the next one. Kasum Utara. I just look for a really solid left-back, to be honest with you. One that could come in and start and just be solid. He's got decent physicals and then is pretty good across the ball. Really good tackling too. Kasum Utara on a free transfer. Sorry, no. For £1.8 million from Amiens. I think he's going to be that guy. The coaches like him well enough too. We needed a left back because I've told a few players that they can leave. They haven't necessarily left yet, but I've stuck them all into the second team because I want to kind of rebuild this team from the bottom up. Next up, Matthias Chiolo in from Twente in the Eredivisie. He's looked quite good in real life this year. I've had him on my radar a little bit. Him and Eiting in at Twente, I think, are really nice, tidy midfielders. So Chiolo, when we could bring him in, kind of fits this idea that we're going for a bit of a youth setup here. Only 23 as well. Come in, be a starter. He's not always a starter at Twente. He played 12 times last season, look. We bought him for £1.5 million. I think he's going to be decent in our midfield. Probably if we play this 4-2-3-1. I'm not sure if he's going to play with defensive midfielders, Guti, or with central midfielders, but I suppose he can kind of do both without really being outrageously good at anything. He's just kind of solid at everything. And I quite like that in a midfielder sometimes. A steady Eddie in there. And then some loan signings, some big ones as well. Some ones I'm really happy with next up. This is where bringing in Payet, bringing in Yoro has boosted our rep enough that these guys were willing to talk to us. You'll notice the dates on here. I couldn't get any of these guys on loan at the beginning, but after a while, maybe it's when the tick over came through as well. These guys were willing to talk to us on loan, and I've brought in a real wonder kid. He's in our wonder kid videos at the start of the year as well. Junior Krupi, I think we're going to use him as a striker, is in on loan from Lorient. Again, another one that we're paying a fee for. It is 200k total fee. He's really, really raw, really young at 18 years old, but with so much potential. Look at that potential on him there. If we can just build him into a solid player by giving him first team football, I think he pulls up trees in this division, and I think he could be our main man in attack. Hopefully so. And then, I keep saying they're the most important. Another one I'm delighted with. João Rego, another wonder kid. This guy is already so good at 19, and he's joined us on loan. We're only paying his wages, I do believe. I don't think we're paying anything in future fees. No monthly fees, just 3k a week to have João Rego here on our wing as one of our wingers. I think he looks glorious. I think he looks great. I've got high hopes for him as well, as I have with all of our signings. And finally, we're mixing youth with experience, as I think is the best way to do things. Our final signing of the summer so far. There's a little bit of time left. We're only at the 27th of July, but this is the first day of the season, so this is why I'm showing you here. Our final signing is Paulinho, the former Spurs midfielder. Yes, that very one. He played for Barcelona. He played in China. He played in Saudi. He went back to Brazil, and now he's going to play for PFC. I don't know if they're ever known as that, but I've started calling them it because I think it's funny. It's like PSG, but PFC. Paris FC, Paulinho. And I've brought him in, despite him being 36 years old, because look at his physicals. They're still really, really good. Yeah, he's got a few cons, but the experience that he can offer at 36 to be a combative midfielder in there, could play slightly deeper too, could be an anchor. He's good at tackling. He's good at on the ball as well. He's got good vision and good passing. Good enough anyway. His off the ball is actually brilliant. Only the stamina is letting him down, so maybe he won't play the whole game, but it's not like he can still run. I'm just shocked. Can you hear the shock in my voice? I'm just shocked that Paulinho can still run at 36. So for 63k, we've brought him back to Europe, and I'm hoping he can do the business for us in a team that's going to look like this. Okay, so this is what I've set up as a potential starting lineup for our friend here, Guti. Now, he won't necessarily go with these players because there are some good players that were already at the club that I think might get in, but if this was me picking, this is what I would go for if I was Guti. Now, we'll see if he does. I've put it into the Gegenpress 4-2-3-1, which will be changed by Guti. And somebody left a comment, which is a really true fact about these DOF saves. Have you noticed that they will go with the tactic that you set up in-game? Very often they will. They will diversify from it sometimes, but most of the time, the assistant manager, even if you click go with your own tactics or don't use my tactics when I'm on holiday, they will sometimes go with the same shape. Now, you'll be able to notice that they use completely different player roles and the instructions are different. However, they will often go with the shape, which is why I want to make sure that if I'm choosing a manager that likes 4-2-3-1, I'm setting things up in a 4-2-3-1 so that they go with that in the game, and then they would have gone with it anyway, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's a good point made. That's why I've set them up in a 4-2-3-1 here, and I've just gone for the preset Gegenpress because he will change all of these roles. If we, at the end of the season, have a look at the, if you go to the player's form on here, you can see where they've been used in different games. So in the friendlies so far, look, it has been as an AMC attacking midfielder, whereas on here, it is, well, I mean, that isn't an AMC attacking midfielder on here. I mean, you'll notice that they'll be different, though, as you go through. You can see they do wild things like have two volantes and things that you shouldn't even be able to have because for some reason the AI is able to do that. I'll show you that. If you remember Harry Kane, when they played him as a midfielder last year, I think it was Will Still brought him back and played him as a midfielder at Spurs. He changed the roles all the time and then played him as a left winger. So the assistant manager does have all the responsibility. It does work. But yeah, something to bear in mind. This 4-2-3-1 though, in goal, Ivan Filipovic was already here. He's going to be our goalkeeper, 6'6". That passed the test for me. He's going to stay. Almami Toure, I showed you him. We brought him in. Yoro at right centre-back and Utara at left-back. Polodziak was here last season. I've managed to keep him on. He's a left-footed central midfielder. We talked about him a little bit last episode. He's going to be our left-sided centre-back, although he has told me he wants to leave at the end of this season when his contract is up. But he's 32 anyway, so he can do a job for this year, and then we'll go from there. Paulinho and Chiolo as our central midfielders. We also have a couple of decent ones. Adama Kamara might play some games. He's not particularly good. Chergui, who is also a centre-back, might play as a defensive midfielder, I think, if you're asking Guti to pick. And then you got Julian Lopez, who's the brother of Maxime Lopez, which is interesting. Another option in midfield, but I would go with these two if it was me. Payet in the 10. Cabal, who scored a lot of goals last year and is actually a very good player to play from this right-hand side as an inside forward, I would go with. Algerian. No caps for Algeria yet. I reckon that's going to change at some point. He's pretty good. Decent value as well for this level there. And then Rego from the left-hand side, either as a winger or an inside forward, we will see. He likes to play as an inverted winger on this left-hand side. He's right-footed. That's what I would do. Then with Krupi as a striker. Now, Krupi naturally wants to play as a 10 or an attacking midfielder, but we don't really have too many other strikers, so I think Krupi's going to play there. The other option is this man, Pierre-Yves Hamel, who played a lot of games last year and did score goals. He's 30. 12 goals from last year, though. 30 years old, and he's kind of like just a very regular striker. I don't know, that's really harsh to say about someone, but he's 6'2", no real pace, okay finishing. will probably score goals. I wonder if Guti goes with him over Krupi. I hope he goes with Krupi because Krupi's this wonder kid that can go and improve. And if we improve him, I think we're going to be really firing. On the bench, a player I forgot to even mention, Afonso Moreira also joined on a loan from Benfica. Sorry, not Benfica for him, from Sporting for him. Portugal has been a great place to pick up little loans, I think. And I might go looking for a few more. But on the first day of the season, this is where we're at with the team. I think it's a really fun, young, French-based young team that is hopefully going to challenge for promotion. If we go to the season preview, I say challenge for promotion, we should absolutely be promoted. If I go to our Dream 11 on here, all of those players have now made us the favourites for the title. 8 to 11 odds. We should go on and win this. Our key player is listed as Paulinho, which I think is hilarious. It's actually gone with the team basically that I would pick, but in a 4-3-3. There's Chergui look as the defensive midfielder. I did mention that before. Maybe not play it from wide with these physicals, but we'll see. Will Guti deliver the goods? Will we be able to do the business? Let's go and find out by going all the way to the end of the season. And just to keep you watching, we sign a brilliant new striker along the way. So I'll see you once we find out how Guti is done in season number 1. Let's go. And welcome back to nearly the end of the season. And I say nearly because it's actually 4 games to go, but it's a significant moment because as you can see by the league table, we are top of the league. Guti has been able to deliver what we were promising at the start before the season began. We were favourites to win the league. It looks like we're going to win the league. And today we're going to go to a live com. We're going to bring Watching Man out of his slumber and go and watch the game that hopefully crowns us as champions in League 2, where we have won 22 of our 30 games, drawn 5, lost 3. It's not the best record, but I suppose it's a pretty good record, isn't it? It's enough to put us at the very top of the table. 71 points. We're 11 points clear of second place Auxerre. And we play today. We're away at Nîmes, who are 15th. If we beat them, it will be enough. With 3 games to go, it's more than 9 points, which means we would win the title. And I've got some things to show you about how we've got to this point here. And most, maybe impressively, the player that we've managed to bring in to play striker for us. I actually don't... I can't believe it's managed to happen. And I'm really, really happy of how he's done. We've brought in, as our striker, Anthony Martial. He's only 29 still. He has decided to join Paris FC in the 2nd division of France after being released by Manchester United on a free transfer. We had to wait until, and this is a bit like the other signings I talked about, we had to wait until the 1st of September before he was willing to talk to us. But he then did come in on a free transfer on 30,000 a week, and he's been our star, man. In fact, if I go to here, look, you can see some of the stats. Here's how we've done in the league, and then you just go across and see Anthony Martial has scored 27 goals, and then in behind him, Dimitri Payet has the highest average rating and the most assists. These two together are going to fire us up to the top division in France. They're going to start our journey to hopefully overtake PSG at some point. They've been a revelation. They've been brilliant. Here are some of the results, just to show you actually Martial here, just to see his profile. He's only 29. He actually was 28 when we brought him in. He's got a December birthday, so he's got a lot of football left in him, and he's still so good. Really good pace and acceleration, amazing finishing, great first touch. Work rate's low, and that's kind of what's let him down maybe in his career so far, but we're rejuvenating that career right now. He's back. He's scoring goals. He has got 23 in 22 starts, 27 in 25 games in total, 7.35 average rating. No assists. It's not what he's here for. He's here to put the ball in the back of the net. Guti's been playing him every game as an advanced forward. Look, I'll show you the team. I'll show you first of all, though, the results we've had so far this season. It's been glorious. First game, 5-2 win. He played Hamel up here. This is before, look, we signed him on the 1st of September on deadline day, I believe. And then since then, it's been, after that, look, it was Martial he actually didn't score for a while, did he? But after that, look, he got his first couple here, scored lots of goals. After that, most games he's scoring goals. You see the players we brought in making up really most of the names on this page here. Payet on there. You've got Utara on there. You've got Rayan, who I didn't actually show you. He came in as a loan signing too. Really good young Brazilian youth player. Is going to be a squad player or has been a squad player for us. Just want to show you too second half of this season as we've gone on a bit of a tear, winning most games. Did lose to Guingomp. We did lose to Chan as well. But have a look at João Reigo's stats in this. 2 goals here, a goal here. He got himself a goal here. He got himself a goal here, a goal here, a goal here. He's in great form. Playing on the left-hand side. This guy is a joke of a player. I love him. He's actually got himself in, I think he was number 30 in the next gen list, you know, the next gen Wonder Kids list. He was in it anyway, and I've managed to extend his loan contract. He is here until the end of next season now. I've had to put in an optional future fee of 120 million, which, yeah, you know the game. It's a bit of a bugged, weird thing, but they won't talk to you otherwise if he's already been here. So I thought it was worthwhile. He's in for next season. We maybe could have signed him permanently. We still could, I suppose, if we've got the money. I would love to keep him. Krupi, who's also not played as many games, but another one who's in on loan, was in that next gen list at number 9. I don't think we're going to be able to have him for next season, though. They want all sorts of they won't load him to me for next year. And he hasn't actually played that much because Martial's been in the team ahead of him. He's played 30 games, but most of them are sub-look. 6 goals, 6 assists, 2 player of the matches. Was really good before Martial came in. But then since then, it's been Payet and Martial really to take over. This is the team that I've put in. Now, it varies on how many games they've played, and this is just me choosing them based on their appearances to show you how they've done, rather than, this isn't what's been playing necessarily, but I want to show you and give you a flavour of what team has been picked. We'll have a look at what team he picks when we go into the live com game, which we're going to do today, where we hopefully win that title. Keeper's been Filopovic. He's actually the only one in the squad now, which is a worry. I do need to make amends of that. Maybe I should actually just promote one from the reserves. We had one, and I think he got released or his contract was up or something. I can't remember why we've only got one keeper now. Either way, we've got Toure at right back, who has played 28 games. Yoro and Klodjiak have been our first choice centre pairing. We've also had Lenny Yoro's got a 7.13 and scored 6 goals. He's been so solid, so good. I'd love to keep him. At the moment, they're saying no to loaning me again for next year, but maybe we splash out. I don't think we're going to have that type of money, but I'd love to keep him at the club. Maybe they'll loan him to us when we're a top division club, which could be cool. Utara, Paulinho and Chiolo have been our first choice central midfield partnership. 29 games, 31 games from those, without really having amazing average ratings. But those are actually, they're okay. 6.9 and 6.98 is solid enough, isn't it? In front of those, a little bit more rotation. Cabal, 22 games. Reigo with 21 games. Those have rotated with Marshall Rutty's played 9. We've had 10 from Krupi and 15 from Afonso Moreira before he broke his ankle. He's been out for absolutely ages with a broken ankle and played loads of games before that, which is a bit of a shame. Those have shared the winger roles. Reigo being the star man in terms of those. Although actually, Cabal scored 8 goals as well, actually. 8 goals from Reigo, 8 from Cabal. And then Dimitri Payet with 11 goals. And you can't see the assists on here, but he got plenty of assists. We saw that before, didn't we? In fact, I'll show you. Dimitri Payet got 20 assists from in behind the strikers as our number 10. The bad news with Payet is that he is retiring. I did ask him to reconsider his retirement. I think it was recent, actually. But he didn't change his mind. He has decided to retire. I guess we kind of accept it because of these physicals. Playing in the top division, would they fly? He's been so good this year, though. I would have loved for him to have stayed. But there we go. So good. And then Martial up front, we talked about loads. 27 goals from him. It was a few games played by Krupi before that. But at the moment, he is the first choice striker. I'm going to go ahead and do what I do, which is clear the team selection. And I'm going to go on holiday now because we're going to go and see if we can beat Nîmes and win ourselves this title. We're going to go on holiday for just one day. I will see you when I get back. Though, as we do that, we jump over to the return of Watching Man. Awoken from his slumber. Here he is. FM24 version. He's got brand new glasses. He is ready. He is ready to come and watch all of your games this year. It is Watching Man. He's terrifying, actually, is Watching Man. He is going to, though, if we go to Paris FC, he is going to go and attend this game. And therefore, we'll be able to watch what goes down. Let's get ourselves up to match day, up to the match time, and find out, can we win this title? What will the team that Guti picks playing this 4-2-3-1, can he win us a first title in the save? It will be a glorious, glorious first proper episode of gameplay here. If we can get ourselves back to the top division, next episode will be all about those signings and hopefully playing in Liga 1. If we don't get there from here, it will be a humongous bottle job, wouldn't it? I'd just like to do it with a live com. That would be nice for me. Let's see. The teams are warming up. Let's go and find out how things go down. Okay, here come the teams. Neem are playing a 4-2-3-1. Less exciting for us to have a look at this. I'm hoping we can just dispatch these easily. They are a team that are in the relegation fight at the moment. There's the team. Cabal plays... Okay, this is because this is all messed up. I don't know if this is because Watching Man doesn't have good tactical knowledge or something. Somebody did mention that last year when we were doing this, but that team that you see at the start there are the right names, but all in the wrong position. So you have to go and find out where they're going to be, as we've got a terribly slow game going on here. We are, though. Here we go. Underway at Neem. Away from home. First attack from them as Lenny Yoro, the big man at the back for us, gets rid of it and does the defensive sweeping up. I need to sort out the tablet. And there we go. Okay, now we can actually see. If I just pause it here, we can actually see the 11 that Guti has picked for today. And it's pretty close to what we usually see, actually. Filipovic in goal. Torre, Yoro, Klodjak, and Utara is the first choice back 5. Chergui in as a defensive midfielder. I did mention that he might do that sometimes. Chiolo is the other one. That is because he's not got Paulinho in the squad. I wonder if that's a slight injury. I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should know that. He has got a sub keeper on there, which is good to see. Payet drops to the bench because he's picked Krupi for this one. That might be... I'm not quite sure why he's not gone with Payet. Maybe because Payet said he's retiring. I'm not sure. Martial leads the line. Rega from the left. Cabal from the right. That's what we would more likely expect. It's pretty much the team that I showed you. Payet and Paulinho being the two that have dropped out from here. Hawks there have won their game, by the way. They've won 4-0 in an earlier kickoff. We need to make sure that if we draw, do we win the title? If we draw the game, we're pretty much champions on goal difference, because it would be 9 points with 3 games to go. A win, though, would seal it. Cabal goes down. Penalty has been given. First proper attack from us, and we've won a spot kick, which I can't remember who's taking pens. I think it was Payet before. So it might be Martial now. It is going to be Anthony Martial from the spot to add his 28th goal of the season, which he does. We lead, and we are in the driving seat to win the title. Come on. The DOF is back, everybody, and we might be winning a title. Get in. Okay, we're approaching half time. We do have one final highlight, it would seem. Not a lot else has happened in this first half, which is fine by us. Cabal gives the ball away. Silla has given it to Neem, who are on the attack looking for an equaliser here. Silla's in. He scored. They've caught us on the break. It's honestly the first thing that we've seen them do in the entire game. Cabal giving it away in the midfield, and Mamadou Silla has smashed it past Filipovic, and we're going to go in at 1-1, which is a bit disappointing. I was giving it the big one about going for the title, but at half time at 1-1, we're into the second half now. We've let Guti do his team talk. It's really, watching it like this brings me back, man. It's like this save. It's so weird just being able to watch, and I want to go and shout, and I want to go and do other things, but that is the nature of a DOF save, isn't it? We might have a break on here. Okay, it wasn't actually the highlight. Rego, I thought, could get away. He hasn't made any subs yet, Guti. I'd be maybe looking to freshen up the midfield. Chergui, maybe get Payet on him behind the striker. Chiolo here, though. Can bring it forward. Looks to go down the wing, but it's cut out. Twice we've given it away in midfield. The first time they scored the goal, Silla. This time he's done exactly the same thing. Mamadou Silla has scored. On the break, we find ourselves 2-1 down. Are we gonna bottle this? Are we gonna have to do another live comp to win the league? We might win it anyway, actually, but this is just typical, isn't it? From 1-0 up and looking like we were cruising to 2-1 down, we've actually had 2 really good... I guess the penalty's making up for a lot of this XG, isn't it? With a few minutes to go, Cabal's not playing great. He's not made any subs. Cabal's on a 6.3. Chergui's on a 6.4. He's left them on the pitch. Are you going to do subs, Guti? He has made a change now. He's brought on Marshall Rutty at right back, which I quite like, actually. As an inverted wing back. Here's what I'm talking about, by the way. That he will play the 4-2-3-1, but yes, he will change up the roles. He's got a Segundo Volante. He's got an inverted wing back. He's got a shadow striker for Krupi. He's changed up the roles completely, which is what I was talking about. That he will go with the same shape, but will change the tactic. It's not necessarily working at the moment, as it looks like we're going to lose. Are we going to win the title from this? It's 9 points with a better goal difference, but it might have to go to the next game. The whistle's about to go. We've lost away at Neem. We have now and then thrown results in like this season. Not the time to do it, though, as we do it as a live com, but we are not yet... We're not yet champions, it would seem. I'm going to go and come back from my holiday and find out. We are We're not the champions. Although Guti is impressed by their striker. That's brilliant, Guti. Thanks for that. Yeah, we need to go again. I suppose it means that... Do we go to the next game and do it as a live com too? Oh, João Rego injured. Okay, it's not too bad. I'm going to go to this Ajaccio game at home. We're going to play it as a live com too and see how we do in this one. Okay, so we are back into the next game here. And as you can see, things are going a little bit more swimmingly in this one. Maybe our lads just wanted to win the title in front of their own fans at home. I kind of understand it. And as you see, here at home to Ajaccio, we're 3-0 up heading into the second half here. João Rego made it 1-0 in the first minute. I'll show you the goals here. Look, Chiolo, lovely ball over to Martial, through to Rego, smashed home in 30 seconds. That was 1-0. In the 18th minute, Anthony Martial scored the second. Utara, little ball over to him here, smashed it in. Martial gets his 29th of the season, I think it is. And then before halftime, Cabal, is this the goal? No, I think we're back up to, this is live now, isn't it? Before halftime, in the 34th minute, Cabal, playing from the right-hand side, scored the goal. It was an assist from Paulinho. The team, if we just go back to, it'll go back to the live game here, look, in the 55th minute. The team is as expected this time. Is Martial up front. Payet is back in. Paulinho back in the midfield too. He has made one change at halftime. Marshall Rutty has come on at right back for Toure. Otherwise, it is the expected team. Yoro here, look, into Chiolo. Cabal, I mean, he's brought it down on his head there. That was outrageous bit of skill, wasn't it? Paulinho, Chiolo, goes for goal from range. Smashed over. We've got 40 minutes. Well, 35 minutes. 30 minutes now to, I don't know what I'm on about. Okay, we've got about 35 minutes to play here, and we are looking very, very comfortable. I thought I'd just bring you in towards the end of the game because, well, this one should have been routine, and it has proved to be routine. The last game should have been routine, to be honest, as well, because Nîmes aren't a great team. But we kind of messed it up a little bit. They wanted to win it at home. I told you, they wanted to win it at home. Here come Ajaccio. In Isha here, they've actually got a goal back. As soon as I've brought you in, they've now made it 3-1. If they blow it from here, it is the live com curse. I'm sure of it. Let's skip that. I just want to get towards the end of this game now. Come on, lads. Nothing silly. Any more subs from him? I don't think so. Oh, Rayan has come on the right-hand side for Cabal, I assume. Yeah, for Cabal on that side. João Rego's also gone off for Krupi. Payet's gone to the left-hand side. Still in this 4-2-3-1. He looks a little bit run-of-the-mill, actually. A little bit more run-of-the-mill in terms of the player roles. It was 2 DMs rather than a Segundo Volante. So maybe that's what's helped us here. That could be a pen, is it? No. Looked like a good tackle. It was a good tackle. 14 to play. I just want to see them lift the trophy. And then I suppose at the end of the video, we'll go right until the end of the season to finish things off as champions. I'm not even sure we need to go to the end of the season. We'll know that we're champions. We can start to prepare for next season in Liga 1. We'll actually be playing against PSG next year. That could be another goal. It is. It's Dimitri Payet. We've got Payet. Dimitri Payet. I just thought you'd ought to know that he scored a lovely goal there. It's his 12th of the season, playing left wing in his last few games for us. He is retiring at the end of this season. Marshall Rutty in at right back as well. Look, crosses the young Canadian. Prodded home, I think is how you describe that one. We are very comfortable now. It isn't the curse of the live com. We are going to be champions by, I think it's, what is it? 12 points at the top now, I think it might even be. We'll see afterwards. Krupi could make it. He's had what a player he's going to be, by the way. I don't think he's going to be an amazing player at our club because Lorient want to take him back for next year. But what a player he's going to be. He's 19 years old and he's scoring goals like this. We're 5-1 up. It's a party. It's a celebration here at the spineless, the Stade des Epines, I think it was or something, wasn't it? Yeah, there we go. Anyway, we are going to be, yeah, it's 8 points, but it's only 2 games to go after this. Let's see us lift this trophy. Captain Dimitri Payet is going to be lifting this trophy. Here we go. It is Payet with the captain's armband on, I do believe. We are 2nd division champions. We're going up. I'll leave you with this one today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. It is the DOF save. This is the way we're going to do it. Next year, let's go and splash some cash as we try to survive in the top division. Paris FC, Liga 2 champions. Come on. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Bye.